Hello everyone, welcome to the Red Men TV. We are live. The Premier League fixtures for 2017-18 have been revealed and I'm in shorts to celebrate. Soak it up, enjoy it. Wait a second while Tom mutes the stream back. Really? Yeah. That's headphones. That's some loud. Anyway, Steve's here.
I am here.
So Steve literally has not seen the fixtures.
Genuinely just drove here now. Dropped my kid off, come straight here.
Is that a euphemism for gone for a shit?
I did do that this morning, but no, I genuinely had taken my son to his nan's, and then drove straight here, drove down, made the trek up to Hunts Cross, and I've genuinely got no idea.
Okay, sound. So, should we start with opening fixture?
I mean, it sounds perfectly logical to do that.
Absolutely. Opening fixture, August the 12th, Watford away.
Ugh. Oh, that is City, isn't it?
Okay. Follow two more fixtures in August. Palace home.
Okay.
Arsenal home.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah.
I'm pleased with that.
Yeah.
Although, again, it would be nice to have played Arsenal first game for the inevitable game that they lose.
Yes.
They're
not quick starters, are they? My first thoughts are two new teams with two new managers.
Yes.
First off, so it's going to be a bit of an unknown. You don't know obviously what it is. Marco Silva at Watford. I think I'm right in saying.
Is he taking over there?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and then Palace are yet to hire someone, are they? So it's a challenge, and they're two games that we've historically struggled in. Mm-hmm. But I think getting them, based on last season where we were at our absolute best coming out of pre-season, they're teams that we should just go and blow away. So yeah, that's not too bad. And then Arsenal at home takes care of itself.
So the game that follows it, obviously international break at the end of August, as always. Yeah, I know. The first game back after that, Man City away, Burnley home, Leicester away, Newcastle away. So that's where we make up for the two home back-to-back in August. We've got Leicester and Newcastle back-to-back away at the end of September. Rafa, of course.
Yeah, it's pretty much then Arsenal and City back-to-back, isn't it, with a break in the middle of it. Again, I think the break in that instance might actually do us some good, provided no one goes away and gets injured. Mm-hmm. The break could do us a bit of good actually.
Unless you've won the first three,
and then the momentum. But yeah, so far so good. There's no absolute shocker runs so far. I don't know if we're going to get to one.
So back to back in October, Man United home, Spurs away.
Yeah, that's tough.
Huddersfield home.
That's a tough two, isn't it? United home, Spurs away, but. That's the thing now. There's so many good teams. Well, there's 5 other good teams. You're always going to bump into. You're not going to get massive stretches where you don't get one. But
what's encouraging about that so far is again, but in the first 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9 games, you've played 4 of your biggest rivals in the first 9. I think it's good to get to get them out the way. And what's probably different about this season that we've had in a few recent years is that they're a bit better weighted in terms of homes.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's the third thing. When you said Arsenal and City, home and away, United and Tottenham, home and away, it isn't a back-to-back away journey like we've done. We seem to do that a lot where when you play them back-to-back and they're both away, it can be a bit of a kick in the balls, but that's fine, home and away.
So moving into November, West Ham away, Southampton home, I think that's after another international break, Chelsea home, Stoke away.
That's it. Yeah, they're just iffy-ish.
Yeah. December's a massive month. We've got
loads of games.
7 fixtures in December.
And there'll be a Champions League game, touchwood in a few as well.
Potentially, yeah. So Brighton away on the 2nd of December. I'm really annoyed about that. And I was trying to explain this to the people in the office before, is that whenever there's an interesting away comes up, in the Premier League, we always have them at the worst time of the season.
It's cold.
Exactly. So like Blackpool, anyone in Liverpool wanted was Blackpool away in either August, September or May. Yeah. And we kept getting them in December. So yeah, Brighton away is going to be a miserable away on the 2nd of December, but nevertheless we'll make the most of it. Followed by the potential to sing the Sadio Mane song.
Christmas time derby.
9th though of December, a little bit earlier, at home as well.
That's fine. Oh yeah, really?
Yeah. Followed by West Brom at home.
I always feel like we get the derby away first every year, so home.
Yeah. But now following the build to Christmas then, Bournemouth and Arsenal away back to back.
Okay, that's tough.
Yeah. Followed by Swansea at home on Boxing Day.
Oh, that's going to be fucking horrendous, that.
Really?
Yeah. Because I've done Swansea on crap days. Boxing Day's a crap day. Yeah, I think in terms of I'm usually just
See, I don't get. I'm
usually
I
hungover.
don't go. Yeah, I don't go to games on Boxing Day. It's like a family
You're away,
tradition. We
usually,
just go.
yeah.
No, but yeah, we get together as a family and we watch it. We all watch it together. But I think Swansea's a good team to play on Boxing Day.
At least it's home.
It's at home, and it's not like Stoke. It's not West Brom.
Yeah.
It's not a team that are
Dogging
gonna,
it game, yeah.
exactly. I mean, unless Swansea changed the philosophy this season or whatever, but Leicester at home follows it back after, so 2 back-to-back home games. That's on the 30th, and then we've got Burnley on New Year's Day away.
Oh.
But
we're going to lose that. Just mark that as a lot. We've lost that 1-0. Just absolutely nail that one.
January, which caused us so many problems this season.
It did, yeah.
So again, Burnley away New Year's Day, then you've got the FA Cup break, as it were, and it's obviously not a break. Then Man City at home, Swansea away, Huddersfield away.
That's a good joint. That's when I looked at last January and I thought it was a good fixtures. But in theory, at a busy time, they're not horrendous games. They're games where you should be able to use your squad a bit better.
Exactly. You maybe use your squad for the FA Cup game, depending on who you get, of course, and then you can have a good
City.
Go at City. Yeah, and then you've got Swansea away, and you know we see what they are by that point of the season. So going into February then, Spurs at home, Southampton away, West Ham at home.
That's fine.
That's one of them.
Spurs,
it goes one way,
yeah,
it goes
Spurs,
one way or the other, that doesn't it?
Tough.
March, then Newcastle at home, Man United away. That's a tough little back-to-back. Watford at home, Palace away. So March could be quite an interesting
United
month.
and Palace both away.
There's 3 teams that we could drop points against quite easily. April then, Everton away on the 7th of April.
That's perfect.
Bournemouth at home on the 14th. West Brom away on the 21st. We've already shown how to do West Brom at the back end of the season. That's nice. Then Stoke.
That's a great time. That's a great time to play West Brom away.
Yeah.
Because in theory, you'd imagine they've already got like 35, 38 points and they're on the beach. Because that's what West Brom have been. So yeah, that's perfect.
So West Brom and Stoke back to back.
Again?
Away and then home though. Stoke City at home this time round. And then May. Chelsea away.
Oh, it's going to be massive.
Brighton at home to end the season.
That's fine. Yeah, absolutely perfect.
I'm all in on that.
Yeah, absolutely perfect. So get to Chelsea needing to win the league and then come home to Brighton to celebrate. Win the league at Stamford Bridge.
Yeah.
And then home coming at Brighton after.
Yeah, absolutely. Why not?
Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
No, mate,
I can buy into that vision, mate.
There was no, unless I forgot, an absolute shockers there, like absolute shocking runs where it's away to big teams.
Yeah.
We seem to we've been slightly fortunate with the breaks before City, which could be important. And like I say, Watford away is a very, very mucky game, but I'd expect us to based on we've only had one post pre-season with Klopp and we absolutely flew out the blocks, didn't we?
Yeah.
So you'd be thinking that they can do the same again this time.
Yeah.
I know there will be Champions League qualifiers around there as well.
I think that Man United home, Spurs away in October is a tricky back-to-back. Off the back as well of, although there'll be an international, obviously I think there's an international break there. Yeah. You've got Newcastle away, international break, United home, Spurs away is a tricky one as far as I'm concerned. And then here's the thing. Ultimately, right now, we don't know what Liverpool are going to be next year.
And also, the one we need to take into account is when the European fixtures announced and, touch wood, it's the Champions League, it's what you don't want is to be away at a Russian team and then away on the weekend after. So they're things that we're going to have to take into account later on when we get the draws and stuff. But just reading that, so we haven't got the absolute hot. Last year, for example, the beginning of the season, we played everyone, and we were lucky that we were good.
Yeah.
You
know what this is? It's just a fixture list, and by that I mean
there's no shocker in it. You can't complain about
exactly.
it. There's no complaints.
I use this it's borrowed from the Weekly Planet podcast where they say sometimes a movie's just a movie. It doesn't have to be the greatest movie you've ever seen, and it doesn't have to be the worst thing that's ever seen. Sometimes films come out and they're not earth-shattering, they're just fine. And that, for me, is that's a sound fixture list. We've had those ones where, like 13, 14, a little bit, and where we had our hard fixtures early, so we had an easy run in, and we kind of felt there was a little bit of that last season as well. I don't think there's any mounted pressure in any real part of that fixture list.
I always think, again, it might be a really stupid way of saying this, but I always think when looking at a fixture list. If someone laid that out in front of me and said, do you want that? Or you can gamble on something else. So do you want that? Or you can take a gamble, it might be better, it might be worse. Would you take what you've got? And I'd take that. Do you get what I'm saying? It isn't like we've got like 4 tough aways or we've got all the good teams together and you think, you know what, I'll roll the dice on having something else. You look at that and think, give us that, we'll be fine with
that. LFC podcast and couches, 12 games between 29th of November and the 30th of January. Only 2 tough games. Arsenal away in December and City at home in January.
You need to use your squad.
That is an interesting one. People talking about Mohamed Salah. Obviously, we'll talk about that a little bit more. We're doing the Reds transfer roundup show today.
We are, yes.
We've got the wonderful Mel Reddy as a guest.
Unless he pulls out in the next 2 hours, then
So yeah, if you like Melissa Reddy, she should be coming to the studio this afternoon to film with us, and we're going to be doing all of Liverpool's transfer stuff. It's going on the redmentv.com. So as ever, please do go and subscribe to that. We'll be discussing all the latest on all those things. Let's quickly get some more reaction. Brian says Watford away will be torture as a viewer. Here's the thing, though. I kind of don't mind going away first game of the season too much. And look, there'll be a mixed bag. And Ross is writing an article on the website at the moment about the fixture list. But I think it eases a little bit of pressure because, for a start, the team are quite used to playing away at this point because they've just gone through the whole of pre-season. And you don't have... Sometimes you can say that having Anfield on your side is a great thing. I think if you've got a massive game to kick off the season, I think it helps. But sometimes, if you go away, get 3 points, you carry that into your first home game then.
It'll be tough because I hope I'm not embarrassed myself. I'm pretty sure it's Marco Silva. That's the joys of knowing the fixture list. I could have Googled it, but his home record by and large over the last couple of years for every team he's been at has been absolutely fantastic. And Watford, we dogged Watford last year, and it's going to be a tough game. But like I say, we don't know what their team's going to be. There's talk they might not have Troy Dean anymore. They might bin him off. They might change tactics a little bit. They're at the minute, they're a really unknown team. That's what they do. They change managers every year, and then you get a new incarnation of them. So it might not be the worst time to get him there, in the fact that he hasn't really had time to do his stuff. You know what I mean? We saw last year when we went to Hull away how difficult he made it for us. Yeah. So he knows us. He's got us pretty much. He thinks he's got us sussed. Yeah. It'd be nice for us to get in there straight away, like I say, and don't give him that much time to do what he needs to do. Yeah, absolutely. Twan Dash says, where's Chris? Chris is on holiday, and where have you been? He's been on holiday for 2 weeks. But he'll be back next week. Hello, mate. Steve. Yeah. Some people saying, someone good to see Steve. Is it good to see Steve? Let us know in the comments below. Oh, sorry. JTD Gaming, playing newly promoted teams at the start is worse because they always pull off really good results. Yeah, it's a fair point. I see that. But also, I see Chelsea always get newly promoted teams. And beat them 1-0. Or hammer them. Or twat them. Absolutely twat them everywhere at the start of the season. And I would suggest that we're maybe more of that. You know, because here's the thing that I would think will play into our hands in this regard, is I think still newly promoted teams will come up with a sense of optimism. Not be totally jaded by the whole Premier League experience yet. I would be more worried about playing those teams when they're desperately clawing for points in the back half of the season, which maybe Brighton might be involved in a last day relegation battle or something. So that could hamper us. But like I say, there's certain ones where I just think just tear up, come out the blocks better. We're going to be better prepared than these teams for this league. Yes. So hopefully that plays into our. Plays into our hands. William Spencer says first 5 games could be 5 games, 4 could be won and 1 drawn. Yeah, again, like I said, boy, we don't know what Liverpool's going to turn up yet. We can only base a lot of this on what we know from last season. Transfers and stuff. Whereas, with another pre-season, with players coming back, the Liverpool that's going to start this season will be a lot different to the Liverpool that finished the season. I think it'll be more like the one that started last season. Yeah, that's what I think we'll be in. Agreed. That's why Arsenal at home, I'm a massive fan of that. And City away after the break isn't a disaster either. It gives Klopp 2 weeks to do his own work and stuff. Obviously, you might lose players in international duty and injuries and stuff, but he gets a week off to properly do what he needs to do. And like I say, hopefully a little bit of rest for some of the players. Yeah. Perfect. So Apollo Gray, just quickly on transfers, Steve. Okay. Is the Mbappe deal real? Just read we're trying to drop big money on the youngster. We're going to discuss this in more depth, I guess, on the Reds transfer roundup. You've been going big on Twitter on this. I think he's a good player. No, my theory, I don't think we're going to get him. I would be amazed if we weren't trying. And if we're not trying, we'd be stupid. Why not try?
Yeah.
We always say Liverpool have a lack of ambition, the owners have a lack of ambition, and I agree to an extent we do. When the best players are for sale, like the world's best players, we're Liverpool fucking football club.
Yeah.
Go and try and buy them.
Yeah.
And you know if they turn you down and go to Real Madrid, well, you know what that's like.
Yeah.
But if you don't even try,
Yeah.
you don't even put... You want agents out there knowing that Liverpool are interested in buying the big players. So why not try? Like there's a 95% chance you tell you to frig off, and there's a 5% chance...
So you're saying there's a chance.
Exactly. Why not go? Why not try? Worst case is you get told no.
Yeah,
it's like chatting a really hot girl up at the bar. You might get 20 no's, but the 21st one might be a yes, and that's still a yes, isn't it?
Yeah, I was going to use a similar analogy, but you've done it slightly.
Creepier.
Yeah, it's not a numbers game. It is a numbers game.
No, it's 1,000,000% a numbers game.
But what I mean, what I was going to go for, you're right, is that if there's someone that you really like and you really fancy, have a go, because it's better to have a go and fail than to think, what if?
Exactly that.
Yeah, and especially if he comes up and scores against you in the Champions League and you think we could have had a punt and maybe would have been swayed by our charm.
Exactly.
And our good sense of humour.
So when Virgil van... when
how cuddly we are.
When Virgil van Dijk scores against us for City after that international break, we'll all be sitting there shaking our head.
Yeah. Okay, so keep your comments coming in on the Liverpool fixture list. Don't forget to subscribe to Redmen TV. Ball Street are live now doing their own reaction to the Premier League fixtures in a very general sense. So if you type into your search bar, Ball Street... if you're watching this live, go over there and watch it now. James and Flav, I think, are over there live on their channel, so that would be a big help. I know they're not as good as me and Steve, who is.
Chris, evidently, because everyone's asking where he is.
If you watch this after the fact, still go and check that video. You can click there to watch it through, and you can subscribe to the Ball Street channel there, Tom. And subscribe to Redmen TV by clicking there. And go to the redmentv.com to watch Red's Transfer Roundup show, which will be out this evening with me, Steve, and Melissa Reddy.